We regret to inform you that due to recent changes in how we determine account eligibility, we are no longer able to support accounts for businesses with associated addresses located in these countries. If you bank at Mercury, which is not a bank, but if you bank there, you'll know that first it's a great service. They have many different financial tools and it's really easy to get into, get out, send your money where you want and all that. But you'll also know that over the last 5-6 months, they've been aggressively reaching out for clients to confirm their addresses and really understand where the clients are banking from. As of today, I've heard of 3 different people I've talked to today who's had their accounts closed, and they have until August 22nd to send the funds somewhere else. So there's been a new wave of closures at Mercury, and I want to go over in this video what my clients are doing, what your next step should be, and what your other options are for banking and operating your business. Because if you're operating an online business, having a bank account is super important because you need to be able to get paid and you need to be able to pay your expenses. There's a couple of really important things to know. The first next steps is you need to get your money out of Mercury by August 22nd. They actually make it really easy to do, except the only withdrawal options are ACH, physical check, or domestic wire. And if you don't do anything, they're just going to mail a check to your company address, which may just be a registered agent and may be lost forever. So definitely don't do nothing. I had a call with someone today, and I want to go through the story a little bit. He is a Pakistani gentleman, and he has no other accounts. So he's like, where do I send my money? He can't open a personal USD account at Wise because it's not allowed there. We found out that he has a brother in Australia, and from there, his brother's going to open an account, and he's going to have the money transferred to a brother's USD account, and then he's going to convert it to euros or send it somewhere else. But you have to send it to another USD account via ACH or wire. The problem is if you're in a country where you just don't have another US dollar account, or you can't get an account because it's a restricted country. And that's where you have to be pretty creative, and you have to get rolling on this because you only have until August 22nd. The second thing it says, ensure all pending incoming and outgoing transactions are settled by August 22nd. Migrate any recurring transactions to other institutions or vendors, and then download your statements. And there's no disputing this. There's no coming back. There's no challenging them. They've made a decision. Your account's closed. Step 1 is find where you're going to send the money to, because you need to get the money out of your account. That's really important. Now, what are your options? You got to look at other banks, other EMIs like Wise, AirWallex, Levro. There's so many, and there's new ones popping up every day, but they're not always easy to open. And what are some of the issues that the clients are facing going through this? I'm going to explain. The biggest one is the physical address portion. While many of these institutions will allow a foreign owner to open an account, they need this person to have a real physical address in the US. And most people are opening their companies with Northwest or Inkfile or Harvard Services or Corporate Services, and everyone's using a mail forwarding address or a virtual address, which is, it's great in its own, but it's not helpful, and it's hurtful actually if you want to get a bank account open in the US now. It's been more difficult than ever, and there's a real physical address crackdown. For my clients, what we're doing is I'm just renting tons of addresses all over Miami, and it's working out pretty well. It's a huge administrative headache for me, but we're taking care of it, and it's helping the clients, and we're like playing around and making it happen. There's other services like TrueLease I've talked about. I made a whole video, which maybe my team, if they're watching, will link up here, 6 ways to get a US address. So there's different ways. Watch that video if you need a US address to open an LLC and have a real US address. So then you can open a Relay account, you can open a Mercury account, you can open a TransferWise account without any issues. Now, if you're in a situation where you don't have this, your LLC is already created, and you only have until August to pull the money out, well, I would consider just spending the next 7 hours and applying at every single online bank you can possibly find, pushing through all your information and seeing how it goes. If you can't get any accounts open in the next couple days, then you have to consider opening another company, finding friends or family who might have US dollar accounts, or doing something to get the money out. But that's something you're going to need in the long run for doing business anyways, depending on what your goals are and what your objectives are and what you're trying to do. Of course, again, I mentioned getting a physical address isn't easy, but it doesn't have to be that hard. It just depends on how much you're willing to pay for it. Like if you're watching the video that I referenced before, that's kind of what you need when you're opening an LLC to really get a lot of these institutions, these accounts open. If you need help with this, you can reach out to us and you can schedule a free call with my team. I don't have a ton to tell you about this. Just basically I wanted to update you that Mercury closed a bunch of accounts. If your account is still open, it looks like you made the cutoff and you're alive to live another day with your Mercury account. They're really great, really useful accounts. I do like them. But you know, they just closed a bunch of people's accounts, and I feel sorry for you guys. I appreciate you watching this, and let us know if you can't figure it out and you need help and there's not enough videos on the channel to help you out. Let us know, and we actually solve a lot of these problems for our clients, and we can figure something out like I did today on a paid call with someone. He was very happy with the solution. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully this was helpful.